all everything is going well?
Okay, all is well.
Yes, sir.
All set ready. Congratulations for now. This is day 2, correct? And dynamic head of the department of ENTC, correct? ENTC, Dr. Balkiji, convener and coordinator, and distinguished participants. It is indeed my great pleasure and honor to collaborate with AISSMS College of Engineering and share with you some of my views. And I'm told that for yesterday you have got wonderful session, you have got faced up and very, very what do you call the expert, renowned experts who shared with you philosophy of project-based learning, principle of project-based learning, where you should be going, and other things, and also models of project-based learning. So my job is becoming now much easier today. Okay, I'm very happy to mention Professor Balkeji that Edu Energy Singapore is with you. With me also, because I'm currently chair of IEEE Education Society Singapore chapter, we will be very happy to support any program. So thank you very much. Those who want to interact with me later on, please connect through Professor Balkeji and his team, or you can.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, definitely, sir.
Yeah, because we will be working with Professor Balkeji, and whatever you need more details, he will be very happy to collaborate with you also. So let's begin. I think I would like to start our session with the blessing of Goddess Saraswati. Oh, Goddess Saraswati, Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kama Rupini Vidya Rambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. I am invoking the blessing of Goddess Saraswati to make this session as well as this whole faculty development program successful. It has already started with the good notes, okay? And they say, well, begun is half done. So let's begin. Agenda for today is introduction almost has been done. We'll quickly review. I think just to take what is it happening, and I'm thankful to all of you, those who have participated in survey. Then quickly introduce design thinking, then how we can use it. Okay, that is the role. What could be that role? Will it be a synergization role or something else? And finally, we'll have summary and conclusion. So this is the agenda for today. Everybody, please note it down. Just I think some of you may have been hearing this, but kabhi kabhi mere dil mein khayal aata hai. I think all of you may be knowing it. Famous one, correct? So popular. Sometimes thought comes into my heart. Kambakt, ye corona na hota, to kaisa hota? Moran, this COVID had not been there, how it would have been? Kambakt, ye corona na hota, to kaisa hota? आइला आज मैं AISSMS अभियांत्रिकी की महाविद्यालय की ओके वंडरफुल कैंपस आई नो अबाउट इट प्रेक्षागृह में उनके ऑडिटोरियम में होता प्रेक्षागृह में होता and that reminds me that I also did my, as mentioned by Payalji, my government engineering college. That also reminds me of my campus there. Okay, when I was there, so I was born on day of Deepavali and studied in Government Engineering College, Aurangabad, electricity, light. So just we are say कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कम वक्त करुणा न होता तो कैसा होता आज मैं AISSMS अभियांत्रिकी महाविद्यालय के प्रेक्षागृह में होता वंडरफुल प्रेक्षागृह I think I open I like it मगर ये हो न सका but this was not to be and now we are on remote what they call all of us are now those all remote facer Balkeji, Professor Payalji, Professor Malveji, okay, Mauleji, or Remok Charar. Okay. And now, therefore, the digital infrastructure has been very important. And you must have heard now that Prime Minister Modi has announced about digital university and digital teachers. We have experience now. What is that digital teacher is? Digital teacher means के जरा सा zoom लो रे अरे बाबा हाँ झूम रहे झूम से गूगल पे ढूंढ लो रहे अरे बाबा हाँ ये चले खोजने नया जियो इन्हें कुछ तो बता ना कुछ तो बता रे कुछ तो बता okay all of you know this is a very famous song but now exactly खोजने नया that is exactly the topic what we are discussing about it project based learning okay project based learning I would like all of you, those who are connected, please write in chat box why in this picture, you see why in this picture we are so happy and celebrating. What do you think about it? Okay, put in chat box and Payalji, if you are there or Nitinji, you can just tell me one or two comments if they have come. Please put in chat box. What do you feel? Why students were so happy and celebrating? Any response we have got?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Are you getting any response, ma'am, or not? Not so far.
Just a second, sir. Just a second, sir. I'll just check.
Okay. So while. Okay. Anyone? No. So far.
I think they got some output in the lab, or they may be celebrating some day.
Some
like
day. Okay.
Engineers Day, like that.
Okay, thank you very much. Something is there. They are in the lab. You're right. They're in the lab. It has to do with the lab. I agree with you. Okay, and something celebration could be whatever. Okay, thank you very much. Now, all of you have got. Okay, I'm telling you know all those who are registered, properly registered participants. Professor Balkiji, Professor Nitinji, and Professor Bormaniji has sent you e-ticket. Okay, take that e-ticket. Board your flights now. Board your flights now. When you board it, please follow all precautions and conditions. You have got wonderful pilot G is there. Okay, wonderful pilot is there for us to take us to where? Take us to where? To let me take you to one of the wonderful lands of project-based learning and design thinking virtually in your mind. Virtually in your mind. And because you're traveling in the mind higher than the speed of light, within a fraction of a second, you have arrived at wonderful airport, smart, clean, green, eco-friendly airport. You arrived. When you were traveling inside, there is a green transportation here is also there. Okay. And robo is there to transfer your luggage in case you can't visa, your luggage has arrived automatically. You are here, and my representative is taking you through a wonderful place, land, what is known as dreamland of project-based learning and design thinking. Wonderful land of project-based learning, design thinking. Dreamland of project-based learning, design thinking. All of you are here now. Let's begin. Introduction has been done. Now we asked about that question. Why the students were so happy and celebrating? Because student design projects and prepare prototypes. Okay, not only design, all of us know what challenges we are facing. And there are various types of projects. Okay, now I will discuss about it. And they different projects on sustainable, clean, green energy. Okay, depending on different faculties. Okay, I know today we are maybe focusing more on ENTC. Okay, ENTC, but doesn't matter. E stands for ear, N stands for nose, ear, nose, throat, and C, eyes. Okay, so all of you keep your ears open. Okay, ready to so that because then what they did, they use project-based learning pedagogy. And I'm going to share with you my experience. Okay, this happened in 2014. Okay, 6 साल पहले, Hindustan. Yes, and in Singapore we have been doing it for almost 20 plus years. Yes, these are some of the pictures just to show you. Yes, they were there, and wherever I have gone, I received all these selected mementos for conducting such programs. And yes, as mentioned, I was born on the day of Deepavali. Diya, okay, Diya. And since then, Deepak. So, मैं दिए जला रहा हूँ. What is your feeling about the term PBL? Feeling. दिल क्या कहता है? दिल चाहता है. दिल क्या कहता है? I asked this question. Not to worry, if you want to put in chat box, you can put it. Okay, you can put in chat box. What is your feeling? You heard about it for whole day yesterday. Okay, and we asked this question. Okay, ask this question. Thank you very much. Almost 100 and I think this number is increasing, but I collected this shot just few minutes back. Okay, almost half an hour back. I have been using project problem-based learning as a pedagogy and andragogy in my subjects. 58% say they agree. 15% strongly agree. Congratulations. 75% now they are using it. Yes, but others are feeling, some of them are neutral, they are still not sure, others are having challenges. Okay, not to worry, not to worry, that is why you're here. Go. Yep. Then we ask, okay, yes, you started using the project-based learning in your subjects. What were the main reasons or drivers or motivation? Why you want to do it? Project-based learning and or design thinking in your lessons. And we ask you choose one. Okay, don't worry, there may be more than one answers, but one of the dominant answer is 62%, because all of you or most of you are from engineering colleges. You have experience in supervising student projects. So that is why when they say about project-based learning, all of us say, hey, what's the new in that? I have been doing it. I have been doing it. And yes, some of them say yes, required by the government. We have to do it now, no choice. My management has said that's okay. At least those who are not sure, at least when management does them, then they have to do it. Good. Some of the things are good. Or to follow competitors, small numbers and recommendation by overseas. Some of you get recommendation by culling and other. Okay. There are some small numbers who are not sure. Not to worry. Not to worry. Okay. So these are the drivers, because engineering faculty members, mere pyare pradhyapako, you have advantage compared to those who are teaching in, say, maybe mathematics or maybe some social science. Okay, then we ask, okay, because you had experience, we asked you, hey, what do you feel PBL is learning about the projects, from the projects, by observing the projects, by using the projects, by designing the projects, by doing the projects, by demonstrating, whatever. Okay, we asked this one, and then okay, you have said that majority 31.4 say by doing the projects. So as long as you have a component in your subject or somewhere where they are doing projects, then you feel it is a project-based learning. Okay, this is the interpretation, understanding of our faculty members. Okay, followed by this is 21%, 21% by designing the project. So it's just not doing it. We want them to design. Doing means just assemble something. Probably they may not be happy with that. They say, okay, hey, they must design first. And there is a next one, say, as long as it is about the projects, there is a project-based learning. That is what many of them say. Oh, because there is a project, something they have done in final year. They don't know what they have done, but they learn something or not learn, or whatever. And there is a tie between. Okay, one is by demonstrating the project, and from the project is a tie. Okay, demonstrating the project. And there are others who are small by observing and reading. So something is learning. You say, as long as they learn by doing one or more of these activities, they are in project-based learning. I hope that is what must have been said by most of the experts yesterday. What I would like to, this assignment, I will send it to coordinator if you want later on. All of you have got this assignment, okay, which will write about 1 page at the most, okay, 1 page after my session is over. What are the similarities and differences between doing project and project-based learning? Okay, I know, sir, but what we want is your view now. Okay, that is how you write your own way. Okay, no plagiarism. Remember, you write your own way. What you feel are the similarities and differences between doing the project and project-based learning. Okay, this is the assignment for my session, and let's begin. Okay, and I will just recap project-based learning. PBL is interactive and dynamic approach to teaching and learning. That is what exactly Balkeji mentioned in his inaugural address. Interactive and dynamic approach to teaching and learning. Okay, that places. So you must have seen just now. Okay, interactive. I was interacting with you before our session started. That places learners at the heart of the inquiry process. Okay, whosoever is learner, whosoever is learner, the learner is at the heart of the inquiry process. Yep. And for what? Just because learner at the heart, student centered. You heard about it millions of time now. Student center. What is that? Just having student center is of no use unless you that are connected to the real world problems. Okay. Professor Inamdarji has mentioned yesterday. Professor Shindeji has mentioned yesterday. Professor Pormaneji has mentioned yesterday, as well as Professor Balkiji also mentioned yesterday in the inaugural address. So real world problems and challenges. And not anything, okay, real world problems and challenges, which could be one of them, sustainable development. You just look at sustainable development goals, there are 17 or 18, and you have real world problem. Now, this is what one of the ways to express or interpret what is project-based learning, and I am going to use this interpretation in my discussion. There could be others also, but what we want a little higher level, one of the higher levels, okay, not just doing or not just looking at the project. Look at your project, when you do it, it has to have all these features. Then and then it is project-based learning. Any one of the feature is missing, it is not. Take it from me, okay? It is not. You are only tinkering. Okay? You are tinkering the system, okay? And that is what I think. I know, yeah, they selected. Why I'm sharing with you this, I till February 2020, in up to that, okay? 2015, 2014, I mentioned, okay, almost every year, okay, I have been going and discussing and sharing with them what is it? Face to face. But you know, yep, this is just okay. Thank you very much. AISSM is our one of the now valued partner. I have worked with many of the associations in the past. Edu Energy has been created for that purpose. Edu Energy has been created for that purpose only, to share our experience. I'm not calling expertise, experience with you, okay, including IEEE something. So प्राध्यापक कहते हैं कि okay, प्रोफेसर से कल सुना ही होगा आपने, okay, how are you good? So प्रकल्प पर आधारित पाठ पढ़ाएंगे. They will teach lesson based on projects. परीक्षार्थी हमारे ऐसे विकल्प निकालेंगे. परीक्षार्थी हमारे our examiners will show such alternatives. मगर ये तो कोई न जाने. What is that? Okay. मगर ये तो कोई नहीं जाना. इसके अंजाम क्या होंगे? Okay, now my सवाल आपके लिए, बताइए कौन से मशहूर गाने पे आधारित. ओके, प्राध्यापक कहते हैं कि प्रकल्प पर आधारित पाठ पढ़ाएंगे. परीक्षार्थी हमारे ऐसे विकल्प निकालेंगे. मगर ये तो कोई न जाने इसके अंजाम क्या होंगे. बताइए. ओके, well you can put in chat box. Okay, who which, okay, this is one मशहूर गाने पे है और मैंने उसको गाने के ऊपर ही अपनी. Now this is okay. I have just written to applicable to our project-based learning lesson. Okay, those of you may be knowing कयामत से कयामत तक. Okay, कयामत से कयामत तक. Okay, that's begun. But now I say मगर ये हो न सका because all of you know this COVID, come back to COVID, Coronomics, Corona education massively disrupted us. Traditional teaching, all of us were online. Yes, we managed to do it online. Okay, after that, this we did almost 80%, almost close to 80% of the same impact, infusing project-based learning and teaching curriculum online. And today you will say, okay, this is what you see. So another question to you is, what do you feel are benefits of PBL? You must have heard about it now, correct? Kam se kam ek to bataiye, ek ya do. Now you have heard yesterday so many benefits. Okay. Okay, thoda make it little bit easier for you. Okay, make a choice easier. Okay, I know something to write it. Now what you feel are benefits of PBL? A, provides forum to learn, unlearn and relearn. Empower students about their learning. Opportunity to connect real world. Enhances student engagement and communication, strengthens teamwork and collaboration. Just put in chat box A, B, C, or D, or E, whatever you feel. A, B, C, or D. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. You heard about it. Okay, you heard about it. Just put A, B, C, D. Easier for you. Put in chat box. Are we getting some responses, Payal ji? Nitin ji? Koi hai?
Yes, I am here. Wait, I'm just getting out. Some students again. We have been doing that.
Okay, we are getting good. So which is dominant now at present? कौन जीत रहा? C, okay. कौन जीत रहा है? सुना है चुनाव चल रहे हैं हिंदुस्तान में. हिंदुस्तान में चुनाव है. Yeah, elections are there. So who is leading? C. Okay. Okay, नितिन जी बताइए, पायल जी बताइए, कौन आगे है? Okay, that's okay. Now, okay, so we did similar survey, and I will. Okay, what we found that majority failed at same thing. C. Okay, opportunity to connect to the real world. That's okay. And there are more than one reasons I'm saying, but we usually ask them to tell their first reason. So we can do the exactly same thing with your students. Okay, students. And nowadays, because of this Google years of PBL, बहुत सारे लोग तो गिना रहे हैं, इतने सारे benefits. There are so many benefits. So now, what are the limitations? Okay, and I have just listed some. Okay, these are not the only one. There are more than that. But for our just conversation, interaction. Okay, again, A, B, C, D, E है आपके पास. A, it can upset routine, traditional teaching. B, it may not be suitable for all subjects. It may not be suitable for all learners. Okay. Yes, we are getting nice one. Somebody is busy somewhere. That is what happens when they work from home. Higher resources are required. Assessments and grading could be time consuming and complex. So are they? Thank you very much. And they are solving some other problem while connected. I know. Okay, now are we getting any responses, Payal ji, Nitin ji? Limitations and barriers. Are we getting any responses?
No, sir. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. कल तो उन्होंने बहुत सारे advantages सुने. किसी ने बताया? What are the limitations?
For most of the people, the chat box is disabled because of they are joining with guest login. So a participant means you can just unmute and you can answer.
Chat box you can switch on, or there is some problem switching on chat box?
Sir, switch is not. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So there is no chat box. Chat box is not available, sir.
Oh, chat box. Okay. Maybe we can take 1 or 2 samples quickly, 1 or 2 samples because of limited time. Otherwise, I would have loved to have longer discussion on this. Anybody has any view on one of these barriers I put it, limitations? Okay, doesn't matter, Nitinji. I think we'll proceed if there is some issue. Okay, just to share with all of you. Okay, 50% of those who responded to some of my earlier survey with other faculty members. Okay, They say when you want to do PBL, higher resources are required. It's based on their experience they are sharing. Okay, remember this one. PBL will require higher resources, and I'm sure by this time you must have realized it. 23% said that assessment and grading could be time consuming and complex. So these are the two major barriers. Others are there. Yes, there are some will say this PBL is not suitable for all subjects, or maybe all some learns differently. So these are the facts. Okay, these are the perception of the people, and we need to address this one. As a management, we have to work on that one. If you don't address such perception, effectiveness of PBL implementation will be affected. Okay, so this is more for Balkeji and Bormaniji and Nitinji to look at it. Then we ask you the question, okay, how many subjects have you been involved in teaching project problem-based learning as a pedagogy, okay, or andragogy, okay? And 40% say at least one. That's okay, at least one. 23% two. Some of them are doing more than a very challenging one, but there are still 13.3 means percent. They are still thinking about it. Okay, that is obviously now more subjects you are first time you challenge. Once you do one subject, then others will be easier. How many students per class per semester were involved in subject for which you have been using PBL, okay, as a pedagogy? Majority 35% say around 10 to 25. Okay, 10 to 25, followed by 26%, almost say 41 to 60. And I can understand this will be another very, very challenging if you've got 40 to 60 students in one class and you have to apply this PBL. Will be very challenging. Will require something. And now 19%, 26 to 40. And okay, and I am sympathetic with you. We'll talk about it later. Those 10% which need to do for large numbers. Okay. And some of these not applicable. So it's okay. You may be dean or maybe HOD and you're not teaching. That's okay. Now, question now, we are going deeper now. Okay, we are going deeper now. How many mini projects per subject, per class, per semester? I'm deliberately going deeper. Okay, you have included by applying PBL. And thank you very much. 105 responded. I think there are more responses, but half an hour back, whatever I captured, I'm putting it here. And that is another advantage of online. 39% say 1 to 2 mini projects. 1 to 2 mini projects are there in your subjects, followed by 25%, 3 to 5 mini projects. And then obviously there are certain 18.1 feel that, oh, they don't have any mini project. Okay. And I admire those who are going to do 9 to 12. Okay, 9 to 12.
कुछ changes नहीं है. रैंडम तभी टाइम तुम लोग को बोलना पड़ेगा. मैंने नंबर शेयर किया है जो मेन चाइल्ड इवेंट का है ना, तुम्हारा नंबर उनको दिया है तो वो कॉल करेगी. अभी नंबर दिया, मैं सोच रही थी.
अच्छा बाद में कॉल. अच्छा अभी मैं बिजी हूँ, अभी कॉल मत करिए. अभी कॉल मत करिए, मैं बिजी हूँ. अभी मैं मेरे ऑनलाइन सेशन में बिजी हूँ. अभी कॉल मत करिए. थैंक यू वेरी मच. ओके, दैट्स ओके. नाउ व्हाट डू यू फील अबाउट द टर्म डिजाइन थिंकिंग? Okay, what do you feel? You must have been okay. And because chat box, I enjoy chat box actually. I know moments you could unmute, some people start doing multitasking. मेरे प्यारे प्राध्यापकों, अगर आप ऐसा करोगे तो आपके विद्यार्थी 100% आपको फॉलो करेंगे. 100% लिख के लीजिए अभी. अगर आप चाहते हो कि आपके विद्यार्थी परीक्षार्थी, if you want your students not to do what you are doing, you have to follow that irrespective of whatever it is. Because I'm thinking, what is your feeling? Okay, what is your feeling? कैसा लगता है? Okay, great. Now let us go quickly. Design thinking proposed by Brown, okay, who is the CEO of IDEO. He say design thinking is a human-centered approach to what? To innovation. And then you use designer's toolkit to integrate the needs of the people, possibilities of technology, and the requirements for the business success. Okay, so he's a business person, so he's looking from design thinking for business. That is why now they say, okay, design thinking is going for business. And many times when I ask you this one, design thinking, so I say, oh, what is it? Design that is thinking, design that can think, whatever, okay, or thinking that can design. Okay, I enjoy those kind of combination. That is where when I interact with students, that becomes even more interesting. Now, when we ask this one, okay, to all of you, almost I have been using systematic design thinking as a pedagogy for my student projects. Okay, 52% said yes. Now, because design thinking has been going on, people have come and conducted classes, and maybe many of them must have done FDP. 21% strongly agree. So we have almost majority, nice, very good majority, almost 75%, 73 to 75% say yes. But there are others who are facing challenges. There are some who say strongly disagree, and neutral. So we have to take care of 25%. They are not used. They are not liking it. Possible, okay? They may have heard about it, okay? And therefore they are not using it or including into it. Are you applying systematic design thinking process? I know all of us are in engineering. Once we do our engineering degree, work start working somewhere or other, design thinking, design is involved, but thinking is what probably is different. And yes, 45% almost say yes, one to two mini projects we are applying. That's good to know. Then followed by 25% says 3 to 5 projects. So more number of projects are there. Okay, more challenging, you might say. 14% probably nil, don't want to apply, whatever reason. 9 to 12, I think these are the very challenging ones. 6 to 8, good one. So now means it's good that majority are still applying it, because design thinking has been there for some time. The question arises, why choose design thinking? I'm already doing PBL. I need design thinking. Do I need design thinking if I'm doing PBL? I would allow to interact something, but not to worry because of limited time when we do a only detailed one. So why opportunity to view a problem from different perspective? Okay. Most of us are engineers, engineering professors, and we immediately try to go for solutions. Design thinking says, okay, yeah, you may have found a solution. You believe that maybe the proper solution that might become ultimately a final solution, but before you finalize that, they say use design thinking methodology to have a different perspective. Two, it provides you mechanism to develop relationship between what is the outcome and client requirement. Okay, relationship. Most important, it is an experience you want students to go through. You want you to go through when you are working with student experience that is informative for learners. Okay, that has been the case, and therefore no wonder long back Roger Martin, who is from Harvard Business Review, wrote it, and definitely when she put in Harvard Business Review design for business, they say why? Because to innovate and win, companies need design thinking. Moment you say you can innovate and win, wow, everybody wants to jump the wagon. That is what now they are saying, and that is why it is there. But have you thought about it? Okay, same way, have you given a thought as a professor? What are the limitations of design thinking? Probably those who have said no, they are not using it, they may have given thought. Probably, I do not know. Okay, what are the limitations of design thinking? Okay, look at it. Again, based on research, He had some other agenda, but like, okay, Braden Kelly had some other agenda, but still I can give say some view design thing as a glorified 2 to 3 days workshop, which you have most of you are attended. Another 5 days FDP, glorified design thinking is there. I must go and do it. Everybody say it will be no moment you put design thinking at that time, 10 years back, they will run. Now you just put Python, AI, analytics, big data. People run after those FDPs. This is just like a fashion in the market. Okay, so it was like that. So when it came in, executive often try to turn design thinking into just workshop. Say, I have workshop, I will get problems solved, I will get design, I will really get works done. But just because you are going for workshop may not give you successful projects. And in the initial part, when they were trying to do it in America and Europe, also Singapore included, major failure. They say, yeah, we attended it, but we still can't apply it. Okay, because it was glorified. Okay, some of you might say PBL has been done that way. Okay, now many see design thinking as a linear process. I think all of you are from engineering mathematics, you will know it. Okay, linear process, whether it's IDEO or Stanford, what is the process? They say you empathize with the customer's person. Okay, empathize, you do interview, whatever, try to understand. Then based on that, you define your. Then once you have got project or problem statement, project statement, then you ideate, get different ideas, divergent, convergent, whatever. And then you do mock prototype, mock-up, prototype, something mock-up. Hey, this is what I have done it. Is this what you're looking for? And then go to test market and say, hey, I spoken to you whatever few weeks back or few months back. Based on that, I work on it, and now I brought it this one. Is this what you wanted? आपको क्या ये पेन चाहिए क्या? ऐसा where you looking for this kind of pen? Linear process. Everybody thought linear process हो गया. Then at the end of this, you should have product or service. That did not happen. Because design thinking is a non-linear process. So if you just go on FDP and you put tight deadlines, all of them will follow this linear process. हो गया, test हो गया, done. You define, and then after definitions, okay, you go to the ideate, and then ideate, you prototype. You may have to come back to empathize after test, come back. So it is a non-linear process. Even after test doesn't work properly, define again. Prototype, you have done something not working again, ideate. So this is a non-linear process. Not I'm saying, okay, so experts are also saying something. Okay, it is a non-linear process, and it is a fact. We need to take non-linearity. And moment the system becomes non-linear, stability problems are there. Solutions are not unique. Linear means unique solution. That is what we have been taught in engineering. Only one answer. 10 kilowatt. Okay, 50 kilocalories. That's what the answer. If you don't get that answer, your design is incorrect. That is what we say. But now once you is non-linear, there is no one unique solution. Some solution will be out of the range. They will be unstable. Some will be good. Then design thinking has an image problem. That is why some people, because of hype. This is what many times happens. Something new comes, people start hyping it a lot. Okay, as if everywhere. That is the one. And I can tell you by my experience also. Okay, 15 years I have been observing. There are pseudo experts. They say, oh, just, and what they'll say, they'll just do this one. You have to do this, and they teach you for 5 days. Day 1 empathize, day 2 define, day 3 ideate, day 4 prototype, day 5 testing. You got 5 days FDP, and it's all done. Pseudo experts are there, many of them, because they want to sell to you, and I'm sure many colleges must have invested in that. Like you are now investing in something you think you might miss out. Python. Okay, ये बड़ा ऐसा लगाएगा आपको ऊपर है. Yes, I would like to share. Okay, this is again coming from market cartoonists. Cartoonists, I think they sometimes really explain us the problem. They say yes. Most of the time, top CEO or somebody, okay, yeah, let me think, okay, empathize. And just it's given a problem. Their problem is they have got some products or service which may be related to if I were a busy mom, I would want what I would want. So empathize. You see, now you have to be in the shoes of your customers. Not easy. Not easy. Then, if you really find for something, this oh, she says 1001 problems. Obviously, you talk to them, survey, whatever, you get 1001 problems. Then what do you do? I take it those one and put in various categories.
member है क्या?
हाँ, member हूँ मैं. आप भी आ जाइए, हो जाएंगे. I am. Okay, I am. There is no such thing as bad idea as long as it is mine one. Okay. मेरी idea लोगे तो अच्छी, किसी और की लोगे है, I have there. Then after you got ideas, now we prototype. Let us make PowerPoint slides. Okay. All of us, yes. PowerPoint slides. एक के बाद एक. Okay. Then they say test. How we are going to do the testing? Okay, let us do. Okay, we'll sum up my ideas. Which one looks better? A, B, and then when you implement, come to top management. Say, hey, why is that working? Okay, that's what. Okay, that summarizes design thinking. Okay, is a fact. First time you try, it will be like this. You have to get experience because Brahmand hai. Okay, it is a non-linear circular economy. Talk about all these one. That is the process here. It is Brahmand. You have to do few iteration. You never know. You have to do more iteration. Sometimes, like looks like infinite, going on and on and on. Okay, that is what design thinking is. Now, question arises. Now we have nice discussion. You know very clearly what are the advantages of PBL, which has been said yesterday. I asked for the limitations. I couldn't get some feedback, but then I have shared with you some of them. Then we looked at what is design thinking. Now, what is the role of design thinking in project-based learning? And how we can synergize, infuse, use it. Because both of them are very powerful in their own sense. But both of them have got limitations. Whenever, I think as a researcher, all of you do it. Okay, all of you do see, you look at one method, another method, advantages, disadvantages, disadvantages, and then say, okay, I have got combination. How is there a possibility of overcoming some of the limitations of PBL by design thinking? And vice versa. So for today's session, it is more of will design thinking help in PBL? That is a question. And then how to synergize this? That question is a role. What is how to synergize? Okay. So is there a scope for hope or am I talking pipe dream? Okay. Is there a scope for hope or is it a pipe dream? Scope for hope, a pipe dream. Okay. Because chat box is not there. Okay. So पायल जी आपको कैसा लगता है?
So if you would like to have a conversation with the participants, you can ask them to unmute and they can have a discussion with you.
Okay, once they unmute, they have got conversation happening. Are you IEEE member? बाद में मिलेंगे, फिर क्या करना है? I think they have, we will, you are going to open up their secrets, correct? all प्राध्यापकों के
No sir, it's not like
ऑनलाइन से यही हुआ है कि आपको क्या स्टूडेंट्स ने क्या पढ़ा, मुझे अब पता चल चुका है कि क्या चल रहा है मेरे प्राध्यापकों के घर में. That's okay. Let's move. Okay, let's move on. That's okay. We'll ask them. Okay, I think what I will do in next 15 minutes, I will summarize, and then all of us will have a nice conversation. So I have used specially designed classrooms or laboratories for facilitating, conducting problem project-based learning and or design thinking together. Okay, happy to know almost 47% agree, 14% strongly agree. So they may be coming from the institution who have adopted it very easily. So close to almost 60% we have there. And we have, others do not have it. And I can share you, yes, if you are going to use the conventional classrooms and to apply these things will be challenging one. So you have to rethink about it. Even redesigning your classrooms, redesigning your furnitures, redesigning your blackboards or whiteboards, all those. That will be one of the things you may have to think about if you want to infuse it properly. That means badal atal hai. Change this. We heard about it. Change is the only constant. Because if you want to implement it, change is the only constant. Badal atal hai. And then what I have done, I just turn around. Atal badal hai. Yes, constantly it changes. You have seen, okay, now earlier we had got PBL, the problem-based learning got problem, they say call it project-based learning. Now project-based learning will have some problem, then we'll call it process-based learning, whatever. Badal atal hai. So change is the only constant and constantly changes. Okay, remember that. Okay, changes. So you might be thinking that, okay, I just solved it, again change. So lage raho, rekha par padhane mein lage raho, online teaching. So now how to visualize this? Everybody pay attention now. This is the next assignment coming on this. Assignment coming on this. Just imagine, okay, we have a PBL DT grid, project-based learning, design thinking grid. On x-axis, we have got project-based learning from low to high. On y-axis, we have got design thinking from low to high. Okay. And for simplicity, I have put this into 4 quadrants: green quadrant, blue quadrant, orange quadrant, and brown quadrant, or K3 quadrant. Okay. Obviously, when you are starting, whatever it is, probably you may have started only PBL, you are in a green quadrant. You may be using design thinking, may not be using it. You say, no, I like PBL only, so we go lateral thinking, they call it lateral. We use heavily only PBL. Go deeper here, but we can achieve something up to here. Okay, you can go deeper. Long, high PBL, project-based learning. On the other hand, you say I have started with this one, but some of you, I started liking design thinking, so I go from here to high here. Now this is what exactly happening. Industries are somewhere here. Blue quadrant or industry. They want design thinking for businesses. They want something here. We are somewhere here. Happen. Industry is not okay. That is collaboration is the issue. Sometimes we'll come somewhere here, somewhere. Okay, somewhere here we might be. But then outcome is not optimal. It is a moderate outcome. Okay, depending on how much you interact, how much you, where is your circle of influence, where is your circle of influence. Okay, and your goal is slowly, systematically move from green quadrant to maybe, obviously PBL is your focus, learning, student learning is our focus, so we'll be going more here, but at the same time using it, design thinking appropriately, such that we try to bridge and increase and finally come into this. We call win-win situation, wherein we are using high level of project-based learning and high level of design thinking appropriately. This is the goal we wanted. And if we can do it, then you would have fully utilized role of design thinking in project-based learning and role of project-based learning in design thinking. Both of them need. You can't think about design if you don't have any project. And if you can't design anything, you just have project. So what is it? Obviously, for project-based learning, we need to understand the problem. Project, we need a project for that. What is our client is facing? What is it? So first we start divergent, discover. Then slowly after certain iteration, we will say, oh, we now know what is it the problem. Now, to find the right solution, we have to go for design thinking. Okay, so we start with project-based learning, then appropriately bring in inside design thinking, design divergent. Okay, so we'll develop diverge first, we'll diverge, and then when you want to show something, deliver, we'll come here. And when you now then combine these two, you might get sustainable solution which is feasible, desirable, viable. Okay. So मेरे प्यारे प्यारे प्राध्यापकों, हमें जरूरी है दोनों की, जरूरत है दोनों की. Head. Okay. All of us know head. Dominant. Okay, here heart. PBL says, okay, design thinking says bring heart. Okay, we said here. Heart. Bring heart, empathize, bring heart, empathize. Obviously, those who are the strong proponents of design thinking will say, we'll start with empathize. Then I think you heard yesterday, our chief guest said, what are you going to empathize? You don't know what is it about. And then you might design something which they don't want it. Okay. So therefore, we have to use our knowledge. Our knowledge base has to be strong, without which you won't understand it. I can tell you, okay, 100% guaranteed why it has failed is they just want to go and understand the customers without knowing what is it. Customer will give you a list of 1001. Just now you have seen. And then they have to categorize, decipher, and then they decide something you don't know about. If you do not have expertise, what are you going to design about? Critical thinking, research, you need that one. How you get it? That is where head and heart has to come together. PBL and design thinking has to come. So you know it. All of us know it. When there is a good combination of head and heart in making a decision, that could be a better decision. Otherwise, heart may be taking you. So you have to be very, very close to industry. Whatever industry is telling you, you have to incorporate. What? There are millions of different companies in the world. No way. No way you can incorporate that. If you just, I want to just go by the, okay, somebody will say, no, you have to go closer to the industry and teach whatever industry teaching. Come on, you don't have that expertise. Don't talk in the air only. Hawa mein baatein karo. Yes, we need to listen to them. Definitely. We have to apply our knowledge and try to bridge this gap, bring it here properly. Good combination, head and heart. Okay. That is what is needed. So, assignment for all of you. ये 4 quadrant है. हर quadrant का all of you are going to do individually and give the name for each quadrant. What is the name for green quadrant, orange quadrant, blue quadrant, and brown quadrant? Okay. We need from you. Okay. You can use this PBL on x-axis, design thinking on us. Okay, I will. Okay. That is what is needed, because then it becomes complex process. It is not a straightforward process as people have been saying. Oh, it's okay, just tell them, get survey, they will know about it. No way. It is a complex process. MIT is saying it, not me. Okay, MIT is saying it. And therefore, journey is not straightforward. It is not a linear one. Okay, आएगा. Patent talking about. मेरे प्यारे प्यारे प्राध्यापकों, please focus on whether your students are learning or not. All those others will be like a more of a byproduct. Your fundamental duty, fundamental thing is, are students learning your subject properly? No point creating some project about which they can't even explain. And one tough question comes, they fly away. No point. It is a complex process. So get them to fundamentals. Your subject, how to make them understand better. Because traditional teaching, there are some challenges. That is what is required when you, and then these two tools can help you to help your student understand your subject. Okay. I know there are people who are designed differently, okay, differently, but okay, now that you heard about innovation, okay, innovation. What is your feeling about term innovations? You heard many times, innovate, innovate. They say we have to innovate. For what? Do they give innovative solution? Without thinking, okay, without thinking, oh, we'll apply for patent for what? 99% of the patent applied will be rejected, I can tell you, because you don't do your proper work. Will be rejected. First, get the, okay, what you say? First, get the fundamental right. Get your products or service properly. Then talk about other things, okay? I know some of you might be saying, Deepak ji, ab kya keh rahe hain? What are you saying? And you heard about this, okay? Is glass is half full or is it half empty? Okay? प्याला भरा है आधा या आधा है वो खाली? मुझे तो प्याला पूरा ही भरा नजर आता है, आधा पानी से और आधा हवा से. अब तो आजकल हवा भी ठीक से नहीं मिल रही. I know, okay, some of you must have heard so many times. I would say it depends on action, whether to face bankruptcy or enjoy prosperity. काम पर निर्भर है, निकलेगा दिवाला या मनाओगे दिवाली. मेरे प्यारे प्यारे प्राध्यापकों, आप सब कर्मयोगी हैं. इंजीनियरिंग ब्रांच के कर्मयोगी. All professional branches, they are कर्मयोगी. Engineering, okay. Whether it's engineering, accountancy, medicine, law, banking, all they are professional. Wherever there is a professional one come, it is karma yogi. So it doesn't matter, okay? So debate about optimism and pessimism will continue. Most important, I just shown you, I have taken these two lines which have been very commonly used, and I was reflecting on it for several years, and then idea came to mind. Okay, suddenly came. ये कहने के लिए आसान है, मुझे तो प्यारा पूरा ही भरा नजर आता है. काम पर निर्भर है. 3 lines I added. So this is what I call it innovation. Okay, what you can do? Yes, you can start with something, even challenging the current status quo. Okay, something you have been saying, taking it for granted. Everybody, most of the CEOs were saying this like left and right. I want the people who are optimistic in my team. उनको तो पहला पूरा ही भरा नजर आना चाहिए, नहीं तो नहीं चाहिए मीटिंग. And they are the one who got the worst reports, even from those, okay, Fortune 500. Look at it, worst reports of their companies, because they are talking in the air. So now question next, I'm taking to the next one. Now you got project, you got PBL, everything. Now from project design, proof of concept we talk about, then you have some prototype. How many, okay, demonstrable prototypes your students could complete in one semester? Because everybody is saying one semester हम PBL लगा देंगे, हो गया काम. They got everybody applying PBL and design thinking, okay. लगा दो एक semester में, one semester हो गया, चलो हो गया. I understand that, because majority said we are busy, not easy. We are busy, it is not easy, we have got a lot of things to do. Yes, 30% say at least we have got one. Good. So that is what you do, hundreds you might get one. So it is not easy, okay. Don't make, yes, okay. 23.8% says 2. No point holding a competition and then giving the prices to the just who is doing the mediocre work. Let them get the things properly first. Do not fall to the victims of somebody comes, oh, we get put up. Your subject, they should learn properly while doing your PBL and design thinking. Again, 60% say not possible because we are busy. Okay, whatever. You are busy, so it's not easy and whatever. 20% got at least one, good. 12%, two. Getting 3 or more is not easy. I know it's challenging, especially we know it because it's not easy. Because we know another major factor has come. This Corona, come back Corona. No hota, to kaisa hota? Hua to kaisa hoga? Okay. So yes, I know our faculty members are facing challenges, and if AI SSMS helps, we can have a systematic one more FTP strategies for establishing, nurturing, and deepening industry, community, and international collaborations. A systematic process. It is systematic process because role of engineers have changed now over centuries. Our time, maybe we are in the scientific zone, scientific engineering. Now they want to be entrepreneurial, enterprising engineers because before 2020 we were losing jobs anyway. After 2020 we are lost a job in millions. So jobs hai nahi. No choice. They're okay, so 21st century. So we say, okay, oh, we want the job creators, not job seekers. Easy to say. Question is, what is your action plan now? अभी तो मैंने बता दिया. I think I have said something yesterday. Also, some of the experts must have said something. Most important is, what is your action plan? Are you just coming here to get the attendance and certificate? Switch on and busy doing something, making calls and everything, as we are hearing now. If that is the case, then challenge is there. Obviously, your goal is, everybody say you want to be passionate about PBL and DT facilitator. Facilitator. Do you want to become that? Then and then this PBL 5 days FDP will be useful. If you want to just attend, get attendance, do those quizzes, certificate, and then go back to the normal. It will not happen. Okay, it will not happen. And that is where ADU Energy will be happy to interact with you. Yes, I'm sharing with you based on this experience. We have done it. Okay, we have done it. We're not just talking in air. Okay, you have seen me. I speak from the experience, not from the theory only. And now you know why the students were so happy in celebrating. They could see, they could design, not in the air. We got it done. I am on LinkedIn, share my views like this one. On controversial views, some of the views you may not like it, that's okay. PBL is that. PBL allows that differing views. Design thinking allows that differing views. If all of us had to just agree on everything, we don't need each other. You just need only one person. If you have got 10 members in your team and all of them are agreeing only on one, you don't need 9 people. Only you have got so much of obsolescence there. Redundancy. Only one person is sufficient. I know you will listen from the team building person. But those who want to interact with me, you can send me a request. I will consider it because I want only those who are interested in this one. That is the vision we are promoting. Now we say we have to synergize PBL and DT. Independently, they will not survive. I can tell you, okay? Design thinking 15 years back in Singapore, wow, it was a fad. Now nobody talks about it. PBL also 20 years back was a fad. Only there were purists. And I can tell you, some of the models you may have heard, some of them are discontinuing it. Because if you go to the purest path, sure chance of failure. You are learning. Don't go for the perfection first. You go for that, chances are excellent 99% chances are there that your perfection will not achieve and you will drop it. Good to know that majority of you, are almost 80% of you, wish to continue your learning journey, open and interested to learn in advances. Okay. Yes, there are certain disagree with it. Not to worry. There will be. I will be very happy to help you to come with disagreement with us. Okay. Disagree, whatever I have said here. Disagree, debate, deliberate with facts. सिर्फ हवा में मत बातें करिए, मुझे तो प्याला हवा पूरा ही भरा नजर आता है, मत बातें करिए, करके दिखाइए. That is where I am making a case now. The role for design thinking in project-based learning is synergetic role. Synergetic role. Anybody talking in isolation, they will remain isolated. That is the now fact. You need to combine good practices. प्रकल्प पर आधारित अध्ययन और रेखा चित्र सोच का तालमेल ही चाहिए. तालमेल ही चाहिए. Synergize. Otherwise, it will not work. We asked this question. I am happy. It's almost 123 responded late. Okay, so say how many research articles have you published applying this one? Okay, understandable. Some of you are starting new. 44% not started. There are 30%, 41%. You have published 1 and 3. Congratulations. There are more. 12%, 4 to 8. Good. And few 9 to 12. Not to worry. You are starting first your journey. You need not immediately publish it, but you start documenting it. I tell you, start documenting it, because we will show you that this is okay. And I'm sharing with you based on my experience with not only one university, 2 university, institute, more than five institute, universities, colleges, including India, Canada, Australia, and Singapore, including IEEE. And that is where we then form Edu Energy to help more and more. Right from polytechnics to private colleges and anyways, okay, all I have experience in different range, okay, including I do the consultancy for the private companies, energy. We'll bring it. So if you want to publish, again, we'll be happy to collaborate with anybody. Okay. Research, because from here outcome, because you don't stop at just there. Okay, don't stop at just okay, I thought it does. No, that will be obsolete very soon. You have to go beyond this one. Okay, I'm very happy now to bring you through a wonderful green transportation system, one of my specialized area, where in which I bring lot of projects. I will bring you. Okay, we bring you to the smart and eco-friendly airport. You are at the departure hall. You scan your passport. Your luggage has been automatically sanitized, fully sanitized, and sent to the aircraft. You use your mobile. Just scan your QR code and board your flight. Take all precautions. While visiting, seeing from the top, the wonderful, your pilot G is taking you back. So let me take you back to your own places after virtually visiting one of the wonderful labs of project-based learning and design thinking education virtually in your mind. Virtual land. Look, within a fraction of a second, you have reached there and you will be boarding your whatever the transportation you have got and going to your own places. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya. Project-based learning is synergetic. Thank you very much. With this, I'm open to take questions from you. I will stop sharing so that you can. Yes, ma'am. Back to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful sessions. I would like to request all the participants, if you are having any queries, we are having 10 more minutes. You can ask, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Nitinji, go ahead.
Yes.
Sir, miss, I'm just talking in front of on the behalf of all the faculty members. So most of the faculty members are just giving the excuses that they are having this work, that work, NBA, NAC, and everything, and just whatever the kind of resources are required for project-based learning that is not there. We are not having this, we are not having that. So just what is your opinion about this? Means exactly, we are just we want just a comfort zone, or we should just go beyond that comfort zone. So what is your view on this project-based learning?
Okay, thank you very much, Nitinji. I understand all of us are busy, and there I call it, you have got NBA raid, your NAC raid, somebody coming and raiding you, and then they rob you everything, correct? Everything you drop and take care of that. Eh? All other things become secondary, as if everything okay, आपके हो जाता है. They are VVIPs. Is it possible? Who is this Shrikant Chaitanya? You have put that person spotlight. Can you remove that so that all of us, I can see more people?
Okay. Okay, sir.
I can see more, because now I have stopped sharing. Somebody, Shrikant Chaitanya, but I don't know what has happened. I know that is, looks like, okay, looks like the hacker. Okay. Okay. While you do that, let me tell you my view. Okay? Project-based learning provides us an opportunity to transcend the boundaries. As rightly mentioned by Nitinji, I know you're not able to move that, correct? Remove that.
No, sir.
So he has hacked.
It's not spotlighted.
No, but I can't see other participants because of that. Okay,
Okay.
It is spotlighted.
Okay.
So I can't see other participants. Usually when we look at it, we see a lot of participants, correct?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, because what has happened is he has locked on himself. So as a result, Shrikant Chaitanya, you can request him to
Okay.
you can,
Okay, sir.
so
I will call
that
him.
we can see more of him, correct?
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, so your question is very valid, Nitinji. Okay, you have got question. All of us get bogged down by that, and as a result, what happens is main aim of like your FDP is also to popularize, use more and more for their subjects, for their students, because that is going to help them to learn how to manage that these two wonderful tools, if they are applied properly, can help us implement many of the policy initiatives of national education policy. This is one. Two, now management will have to start also understanding it. Okay, now slowly your NBA process, NAC process, a lot of things have gone online, and less and less numbers are coming on face to face. So how we can use those those are claiming now, those who are claiming now they have got expert in Python, AI, data analytics, or things, using their expertise to reduce the load on our faculty members so that they can focus on their main role of teaching, research, project management, everything. If that is possible, I think obviously now to make it happen, we need support of management. We also need support from faculty, and we need support from researchers to point it out to them. Yeah, these are the challenges because of which these are the barriers for proper implementation of PBL. in our curriculum. And those barriers, as I mentioned, I identify a few of them, and this could be one of them. Okay, higher resources required. Therefore, how we overcome those barriers? We need to systematically discuss that, and it is possible. Once we understand and give the priority, it will happen.
Okay, participants, if you have any questions, please you can just unmute and ask the question. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Please identify yourself, sir.
Participants, please unmute and ask the questions. And again, sir, most of the again, I'm just if somebody is ready, then they will ask.
Okay, sure.
Again, one question is there in most of the people's mind: means what is exactly the difference between problem-based learning and project-based learning?
Okay. I know people have problem about calling a problem-based learning and the okay. Probably I think you may be doing. I forgot the first one who proposed the problem-based learning long back. Was it Davy or before that? Maybe there is one more who initially proposed problem-based learning. You say, okay, problem is there. So in the day-to-day life, you face problems. You used to want to solve the problem, and then you say, while solving that problem, you learn about it. And his student who was doing maybe PhD under him, I forgot about it. They applied. If you want to apply to real life scenario, then we had to convert that problem into a project to provide a proper solution. That is what. So you have and therefore problem is a part of the definition. It might start, your project might start with a problem, somebody facing some problem, but then you're going for a systematic process for addressing that problem using a project. And while you are applying that, all the facets, all the, whether it's theory or practices prescribed in PBL, and maybe now you can include also design thinking, and coming out with a probably reasonably long-term solution. That is where now problem gets converted into a project. Now we want to solve it such that it has a long-term solution. That is one. Two, when we go into this one, we also say it has to be open-ended, not only one solution. So that students will have to think about different possibilities. So by doing this one, what will happen is students will be able to apply their mind, think, debate, discuss, deliberate, and develop critical thinking. Which one is correct? Otherwise, on Google, we know there is a lot of garbage. But how to decipher from that garbage the correct information? That is what is the project is about that. So that is where I can see the difference. Okay, and rightly, the student of the first author who mentioned about problem-based learning, he has moved into project-based learning, which he felt is more applicable to the business cases, more applicable to the practicality, more applicable to the day-to-day life, real life problems. Real life. That is my view, but okay, you can also add if you wish to.
Hello, sir. Even I would like to give an input on this. My name is Payal. Sir, whatever the question which has been asked by the Maurice, so even we are having, when we are, means as we have discussed about the problem-based learning, after that how we have to convert it into the project and how we can proceed further. Only we are having one more issue that we are having a very less of the completion of any project. For example, in the university, we are having only one particular semester, and that semester it is expected the student should get completed. So actually, it is a somewhat bit long journey. It is not possible to just complete it within a 1 month or 2 month process. Is that so, sir?
agree with you. I think that what happens is now, many times they say policy sometimes is very nice, wonderful policy, but they say devil is in details. Okay. Now,
Yes.
I can understand. I think I interacted with some participants few months back, last year probably, that your university has taken, because there are various ways you want to implement PBL, correct? Various ways. Now, implementation aspect comes in. So your university has taken position that, okay, we don't want to disturb our other subjects. So we have one extra subject called PBL. Are you getting it? So they have taken this approach. So taken this approach, and for a simple reason, ideally PBL as probably if you have interacted with the experts like Professor Inam Darji, they would have say, hey, if I ask you a question, which subject you teach, ma'am?
So I teach advanced Java programming.
Advanced Java programming. So now
I teach advanced Java programming.
Advanced Java. Oh, you're quite advanced one. That's good to know. Now, ideally, you should be using all PBL pedagogy for teaching the Java advanced Java programming. Would it be possible for you? Would it be possible?
No, sir.
No, okay, that's fine. So now, so ideally, if it happens, and the limitation you are facing is they say we'll give them some tools and techniques. They get the idea, but first year do some project. Oh, now I have to do everything project. Is a new idea, so they like it initially. Will and then you say second year we'll give one more. So you are saying we give first vaccinate. First we give one dose and see how is the response, and then we give second dose in second year, then the third dose booster, maybe in third year booster, and hopefully in the final year they'll be able to do nice project. Okay, that is what the probably I'm just trying to read between the lines. Okay, that is the what the position has been taken. So this is one of the ways for implementing. What you got is implementation issue. First year, what is say mini project, micro project initially, and slowly go to the major project finally. This is one of the ways, and that is the limitations you are going to face. I understand that. So ideally, as Nitinji also mentioning, others now, can we incorporate in each of our subjects? If we are able to put that in each of the subject to whatever extent, okay, again, I would give what we call a freedom to our professors to use the appropriate mix of delivery mix, okay, appropriate delivery mix to make your students understand the subject. And if we are able to apply, each one of us is using this tool, whether it is a Java programming, I teach say electrical power systems, I teach energy systems, each one of us use these tools. Then the issue you mentioned will be different. Because goal is always not the completion of project. Goal is what are they learning from that project about Java program, about energy system, about the electrical power system, about the fundamental analogous electronics. If that is clearly understood, then this question will go away. That is why we are hearing, okay, more somebody was not have competition. And you are basically deviating from the main one. Are they? You are teaching. Are they learning? Are they learning the fundamentals of whatever they have chosen to study? And if that is not happening, obviously, then whatever time you put, it will not happen. Main goal is that. Okay, main goal is, remember, all of us should have that goal. Okay, project is the only tool. Project is not an end in itself for project-based learning. If that is gone clearly in the minds of educators, it will be easier. Otherwise, you're getting lots and lots of projects, which you can still get it without going through PBL. Only thing, quality and range will be different. Does it make sense, Payal ji?
I understood, sir.
So it is
Yes, sir.
implementation.
I understood, sir.
Because now management
Yes,
has made
yes, sir.
decision. They thought about it because they say, okay, everybody should follow this. So let us give them one subject. Doesn't matter whether the other subjects continue because of system. But if you have a complete autonomy and decide, okay, my subject is there. What components I want in PBL? What component I need? Something other one? What component I want to use? Active learning. So that combination. As a professor, you use that delivery combination, correct? You decide. Then it is because.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Mawar, sir.
Yes, sir. You want to, sir, you please continue.
Go ahead. You have any question? Anything? I think
No,
looks
no,
like.
sir. No.
Okay, looks like are they muted all of them, or because of that they can't talk, or what is it?
Yeah. Payal madam, please conclude.
Okay, sir. Okay. So, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful. Also expecting that this COVID will be no more now, and we'll have your gracious presence in our. You make us understood the concept of the linear process, non-linear process, design thinking, and finally how the PBL should get implemented is really appreciable. Thank you so much for your valuable input and precious. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. My honor and pleasure. Thank you for your invitation. Thank you, Nitin ji, Payal ji, and this can be my best
Thank
regards
you so
to
much.
Burmani ji, Balki ji, and all coordinators who have been helping us to bring this. Okay, and all the best for the remaining session. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very much.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so I will send those 2 slides to you if you can't extract from that, you can give them to us as assignment. Ask them to take whole week. Doesn't matter. Okay, must okay.
Okay.
It's open-ended. Open-ended.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Hope this has been useful to you. Okay.
Yes. Payal madam, next speaker is there. You can.
So you want me to give a 5-minute break to the students, or shall we start with the next session immediately?
Continue.
Okay.
Just one thing I want to say, Payal ji and Nitin ji, thank you very much for sharing that. I think I would have been that Google form. I think that has helped me a lot, sharing with them what they were thinking. Okay, rather than I just telling them. Okay, that was very useful. And as you know, it is a part of our PBL.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for Professor Itkekar. I think I sent it to her earlier. She was liaising with me, so I thought send it to her. They can still continue those form. Okay, they can still fill up. Okay, whatever their view, doesn't matter. That will get us good idea, and then I will share with you all the final results. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We allow for a few days and then summarize and share. Not an issue.
Okay. Fine, madam.
Yes, sir. So you want me to start with another session?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Swati Shiraskar ma'am is already there, no?
Yes.
I'm not able to see her. That's why I thought.
You start. I have just talked.
She's there, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So Swati ma'am, are you there?
Yes, madam. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes,
ma'am. You can hear me.
Yes, thank you, madam.
So will it be okay if I'll start with the session, Swati ma'am?
Yes, madam. Please do start. So I would like
Okay.
Deepak Vaikar sir, because I was listening to him a little. So thank you, sir. It was very systematic and very methodical presentation that you have given. So that is definitely a good addition to our understanding about PBL. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Expert like you can give that compliment. It is really my honor, and I'm looking forward to learning from you, ma'am, also.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. A very good afternoon to one and all present over here again. I, Ms. Payal Tade, Assistant Professor from ENTC Department, again on the behalf of whole AISSMS UE, I would like to welcome our today's guest, Dr. Swati Shiaskar ma'am, all helpful session coordinators and dear participants. It is rightly said that the world needs strong women, women who will lift and build others, who will love and be loved, women who live bravely, both tender and fierce, women of indomitable will. The quote exactly suits to our today's guest, Dr. Swati Shiaskar ma'am. Speaking more about ma'am, ma'am has completed PhD in AINTC. Topic of her PhD was medical diagnostic support system using machine learning technique. Ma'am has 37 high impact research paper publications with 5 different patents. Ma'am is having an industry experience of 10 years and academic experience of 17 years. Specialization of ma'am is in VLSI design and machine learning. Also, ma'am has got research grants of rupees 67 lakh rupees. We are very glad to have you here, ma'am. Now, without doing any further delay, I would like to request Dr. Swati Shiaskar, ma'am, to proceed with her session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Payal Madam, for your kind introduction. I would like to thank AISSMS College of Engineering for inviting me. And also, I would like to thank Dr. Bormane sir. He has always been a guiding spirit for us and he always guides us. So it is a very good initiative of AISSMS College. And as well known, it is a very progressive college and you really have taken it in very right spirit about PBL. So I'm very thankful to you for inviting me. So with your permission, maybe may I start my presentation, madam? Can I share it here?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So window option is there, right? Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Will you just do slideshow so that the whole screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So I again would like to thank AISSMS College of Engineering, Dr. Bormane sir and Dr. Bhalke sir for inviting me as for this session of project-based learning. To start with, the topic that I am supposed to talk on is PBL models, designs, and the case studies. We are very fortunate to become autonomous in 2008, and since then we have at Vishwakarma Institute of Technology we have been trying various models. So at VIT we have implemented few techniques of project-based learning. So I would be sharing the techniques that we have implemented, some systems that are successful, some projects, students taking up some problem statement and then working on that. So project-based learning is much different as compared to regular projects that students have been implementing. This is STTP, so I guess there will be some faculty members and students joining as well, right, madam? Okay, so the first we will understand what is the difference between a project and project-based learning. Now, project-based learning, it has its key in its implementation. So it is not just project wherein if the project runs successfully, that means it is successful. More part of project-based learning goes in when a participant is involved in the activity. So it is more of activity-based learning rather than a problem statement-based learning. So let us first understand what is the difference between our traditional problem-based learning that we used to call it as project and project-based learning. Now, first of all, the problem-based learning, it is less related to real life. We select a problem statement and work on that. As against when we go for project-based learning, in project-based learning, the real life application is mimicked. So it is a complete life cycle of the project that is implemented. In problem-based learning, it is a single subject. Generally, if you are teaching VLSI, then it is VLSI based project. If you are studying, suppose communication, then it is a communication based project that you work on. So it is a single subject which you explore further, which you deeply study and then implement it. This is our traditional problem-based learning. As against in project-based learning, it is a multidisciplinary approach. Now, since it is a real-life application that is involved, there are multiple aspects that one needs to take into consideration. So, am I audible, madam? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So, it is a multidisciplinary subject wherein some part of industrial engineering is involved, some part of software is involved, some part of hardware in which we are implementing it, electronics is involved, right? Now, depending upon the problem statement, the environment from which you are picking up the data or the environment in which you want to make the system work, that decides what are the other disciplines that a student will be exposed to when he takes up a project-based learning kind of project. In problem-based learning, the student is aware of the problem. But in project-based learning, the student is aware of the purpose. That is the basic difference between these two. Why this problem needs to be solved, or what are the other ways in which this problem can be solved, right? How many people they will be benefited when I find a solution to this problem. This all will be covered in project-based learning. Problem-based learning makes an engineer efficient or good in his workmanship. So the person knows his skill set and he is able to work properly on a desk job. That is the ultimate aim of a problem-based learning. I will be able to solve a problem. But when it comes to project-based learning, the student will be able to take ownership and he will be able to suggest a solution. So this is the basic difference between these two. Now, when we are looking for solutions, when we are looking for students who are no more looking for jobs, but they are creating, they have a potential to create jobs, right? So here, this particular skill where you take ownership is very important. So these are the two differences. These are the differences between these two learning techniques. Now, when it comes to authentic project-based learning model, then what are the key aspects? For a project-based learning model, the key aspects are the user is a real user. You are not developing the system for any hypothetical user. So the real user is there. This is one very important aspect. So you have to interact with people. You need to get understanding about what is the system that you have to develop, what are the various requirements. So the most important thing is real users in any project-based learning model. Next is when you are talking to the users, they will tell you the requirements in a particular way. Okay, but then in order to convert it, in order to form a bridge between the user requirements and the technology, you need to investigate the problem in various ways. So investigativeness is something that we are looking for. So the students first need to understand what are the needs, who are the people who will be getting benefited once the system is developed, what are their requirements, how those requirements can be converted so that a technology implementation can be carried out, and what I need to learn in order to implement that into a technology. So third key aspect of authentic project-based learning model is the student must be motivated enough. The student must be self-directed to learn new things. And another most important attribute is its purposefulness. How important it is to implement this project. What is the purpose of this project? The student should be aware of. Project-based learning and project, if you take the title, both will probably be the same. So how these two are different? These two are different from the implementation perspective. How you implement it. This is how these two are different. Now, if you take project-based learning and normal teaching learning, then maybe in 1 hour, a teacher can teach much more than the student would learn from a project-based learning, right? So a student may take 20 hours to learn something that a teacher can tell in just 1 hour. But then how it is beneficial? Since it is self-learning, since it is need-based learning, since it is curiosity-based learning, it stays forever. And one of the important aspects of engineering education is to have lifelong learning attitude, right? So unless there is something new coming up, we don't tend to learn. So this project-based learning gives a good chance to bring up something which is new, which is innovative, and hence this curiosity drives the student to learn more. So it is said that the PBL model is as successful as its implementation. The way we implement it, it will be successful. Now, as we have the key aspects of PBL model, similarly, there are some efforts that need to be taken by the institute, by the department, and by the faculty members. Because PBL looks for overall growth. It is 360 degree. It is not just one of the subjects. So what the department should do? This department, now as electronics and telecommunication department, we should be more lenient towards problem selection of the student. Because the problem the students they have selected, or the problem the faculty might have given to the student, it will involve some 40% of electronics part and 60% of part which is not electronics and telecommunication, right? So this flexibility we need to bring in. We need to allow the students to work on the projects which involve more techniques or more other engineering skills than electronics and telecommunication based engineering skills. The students might spend more time in survey. The students may go to different people, meet different people, and comprehend and understand their needs. And maybe you will feel like out of the 12 weeks that the students were given, they have consumed 8 weeks in just understanding the problem, right? So this is very important. This problem understanding is very important. The problem implementation is another part. So here, as a department, the first thing is we should collaborate. With whom we should collaborate? The department should collaborate with industry, with community, right? So more collaborations are there. The students have better reach to go to or to reach out to a problem which is a real life problem which needs solution. So the collaboration can be with some bodies, government bodies, it can be with Pune Corporation, it can be with railways, the collaboration can be with some industry. So the department, the faculty members, they should have good listening with the external agencies so that they are happy to share their problems with us. Because the basic of project-based learning is to have a real life application. And this real life application can be sought only from real people. We cannot search on net and get a good real life application, right? Then it becomes a project. So collaboration with agencies, collaboration with industry, collaboration with social activists. Okay, so from where we can get a problem statement. That is also very necessary. Environmentalist. So any social science related problem we can take and we can solve that. So this students, they have limited reach outs to them. So it is very necessary that we as department should have good collaboration with these agencies. Now, once we collaborate, then to give some facilities to the students, right? Now, what kind of facilities students they generally ask for? Suppose we have good collaboration with DRDO or CWPRS. Students they want? Students they want some documentation support, that they need some letter that they want to go and perform the particular experiment over there. Sorry. So some kind of facilitation the students they expect from us. Also, some kind of support in terms of talking to the agency. Hello? I guess someone's mic is on. So this facilitation of necessary support to the students will help students to take up good projects and move faster. Another thing is project-based learning depends upon what you demonstrate. So one thing is demonstration. So when you are going to outside agencies, you are meeting them, right? Please, we need to carry a laptop with us, carry a presentation with us. Just tell them what is the competency of our students. Just showcase the talent. And then they will be involved. When you tell them about whatever competency or whatever projects the students they have done earlier, they will be able to connect with you and they will be able to share their problem statement once they have a confidence that the students can solve their problem, right? So demonstration of our competency is very important in order to connect with these agencies. Now, teacher plays an important role in implementing this project-based learning model. So this project-based learning model is a complete system. So now, how the teachers should connect and how the teachers should contribute in order to implement this PBL model. Traditionally, what we have is we have expertise in a particular domain. That means if I am a teacher, then I am good in communication engineering, or I am good in embedded systems, or I am good in image processing or digital signal processing, right? So I am good in a particular domain, but the demands of PBL are totally different. So PBL can work successfully only if multidisciplinary approach is taken up. In order to have multidisciplinary approach, what we must do is we must collaborate with our peers. So if the college is having a hierarchy of maybe a professor, associate professor, and assistant professor in a group, then that works best, right? So there should be a collaboration with peers so that whatever are the strengths of peers, they come together and the students, they can work on multidisciplinary project and they will get very good guidance from the faculty members. Also, one faculty member has to give guidance in a particular domain, so that releases the burden on the faculty member. And since 3 faculty members probably, or 4, depending upon how you set the system, so more faculty members are involved when they are guiding a student group, then the domain is fixed, right? So a faculty member has to guide in his domain, so the expertise is good and this collaboration work wonders. I'll tell you a case study of this collaboration and you will get more details about it. Then when we are working with peers, then generally what happens when 3 or 4 people are involved, it is no one's responsibility. So in order to ensure that the peers they are contributing, we should define the responsibilities. So one particular identified with one particular task, and accordingly he will be delivering in that particular domain. So defining responsibilities is very important. Appreciation, because when the students, or generally if you see the project-based learning model, then the students they come up with excellent and sometimes extraordinary problem statements, and we need to appreciate them for what they are doing, because PBL involves self-motivation and self-learning, self-directed learning. So as a faculty member, it is necessary that we appreciate students for what they have done. But looking at the resources that are available on internet, it is very necessary that we also validate the authentication of their claims. So appreciation and authentication, it goes hand in hand for a teacher. Then once a system is designed, when students design a system, when it is project-based learning, as we are talking about, the system validation is an important issue. Now, since the system, we have to work on real users, how we validate the system. So what the students they generally do is they evaluate it functionally, right? So maybe few experiments, 1 or 2 experiments they perform in order to evaluate the functionality. But for all our scientific purposes, it is necessary that the project, it has passed performance validation. Now, what is performance validation? Whatever projects we are doing now, we know that we have to calculate the accuracy of the system, right? Or sensitivity of the system, right? So performance validation cannot be ignored. Even though it is a real-time system, just functional evaluation doesn't make the system complete. So it has to be validated. So this is, as a teacher, we need to ensure that the parameters are explained to the students. Because if the students are doing this project in second year, then probably they are not aware of how to calculate accuracy or how to calculate sensitivity. So here the teacher has to play an important role. If the students are in second year, then maybe they should take up the projects which are based in machine learning domain. Okay, so they will have something new to learn because they haven't studied the subject yet, or probably some data science based. So whatever subject they have not studied yet, they can take up that as a project based learning model, so that they have a chance, they have a scope to learn something new. And here, even if the students are working on the project, the teacher has to ensure that the project is complete in all aspects. So it is not just functionally, but performance wise, it should be validated. How many trials are performed? That we need to check. It shouldn't so happen that the project was learning till last night and today it is not working, right? So this is how when we go to for examinations, then generally we see when the project exam is there, then the students say it was working till morning and now it is not working. So no such miracles happen, right? So as a teacher, we own the responsibility. So students should be given confidence, as well as they should be made aware that the system should be foolproof and functional. Now, how we implement the PBL system. Dr. Vaikar also, I guess he has talked about the implementation issues. Now, this is something that I would like to share with you. This is how we made it work. So this is what I'm sharing. The group size of the student is very important. More the group size, students are very happy, because then each one of them, they have to just work on 4 slides, right? Because suppose for presentation, if you ask students to make a presentation of 25 slides, then each student takes ownership of 5 slides, right? This is what we have seen. So if you ask question from another slide, then the student says, no, no, madam, this is not my slide. So he will answer that. Right? So the group size should be small. So the learning is more. The responsibility is identified. And we are able to get better outcomes when the group size is small. What should be the duration? Duration as one complete year of a project. So student, they used to start with an idea in semester 1 of final year, and they would complete the project in semester 2 of final year. Then for a few years, we implemented it for 3 semesters, because we realized that when it is just 1 year, then 1 semester goes in just finalizing the title. And when the second semester comes, then the everything placement and everything starts. And so students, they don't get enough time to implement the project. So we decided to have a project which is 3 semester project. So the 3 semester project we used to start in 3rd year, 2nd semester, wherein the student were expected to finalize a problem statement. Then they should have all the preliminary information about the project. They should be able to define the boundaries of the project. If there is any data set involved, then they should be able to get the data set. If there is any hardware involved, they should be able to procure the hardware. In second, that means final year, 1st semester, the student should be able to implement. They should be able to connect the hardware together, or write an algorithm for that, or write a code for that. And then in final year, 2nd semester, students should be able to analyze the performance, carry out some experimentation, and then come up with the results. Right? So this whole 3 semester we had given to students to implement a particular project. And then we realized that the students, they do nothing in their 3rd year, 2nd semester. They hardly do anything in their final year, 1st semester. So whatever they are doing just in 1 semester. So we moved from this 3 semester project to a single semester project. So 14 to 16 weeks. Now, if you are given, this is one example, if you are given 3 hours, right, to tidy your cupboard, then you will tidy it in 3 hours. If you are given 1 week, then you will tidy it in 1 week. And if someone is coming and your mother tells that someone is coming home, so please tidy it, make your clothes neat, and do it in 15 minutes. You will do it in 15 minutes, right? So how effectively we are implementing this, it matters. So 14 to 16 weeks is the right duration to implement a project by using PBL system, using 3 students. Because a faculty member is also one of the contributors, one of the major contributors in PBL. So 3 students plus 1 faculties, and if it is a group of faculty members, then probably 3 students and 3 faculty members. So 6 people are working on the same project. So that is definitely enough. Then when we are distributing the work, these 3 students, when we are distributing the work, the individual contribution, it matters. Because it is seen that some of the students, they do not do anything, right? So only 2 students are, only few students are working. And what happens is the outcome is less. It is not about a student is taking advantage. It is about the project outcome is not what it should have been, right? So individual contribution must be checked for, and it must be ensured that each student contributes. So in every review, the individual contribution, individual marks of this group activity should be noted. Now, what is the right time to take a review? The review should be taken every fortnight after 15 days, because if we do not take review, then the students, they don't do much, right? So every fortnight, there has to be a review of what they have done. And there should be a hierarchy for the assessment. So senior faculty member to junior faculty members, maybe a professor, associate professor, and assistant professor, they should be involved in every project. So as I told, the work distribution happens. The person has to work or has to give advice on his expertise. So it is a comfortable situation for the faculty members as well. Now with this, we'll start with the case studies. of project-based learning. Now here I want you to be more interactive, right? Now I'll be giving you 4 titles or 4 domains of project-based learning, and I want you to type in the chat window what projects that you can think of when I tell you a particular domain. So the first is RFID based business solutions. Now, can you just type in the chat window what are the various problem statements that you think of based on this RFID based business solution?
As the participants are through the guest login, so they are not able to type anything in the chat box. Will it be okay if they speak directly with you?
Sure, madam, sure. That is rather more welcome if they are able to share. Please.
I request all the participants, if someone wants to say
So if it is
with my question, you can directly
So please let me know what are the various projects that you can think of or titles you can think of when it is RFID based business solution. Yes. See, project based learning, it means inclusivity. It means participation, right? So I expect you to participate. I expect you to talk. Please tell what are the, just vaguely, you can tell anything. This is not evaluation or nothing. Please tell. Okay. I'll tell next. Probably this is something that we are not able to connect with. Yeah. How we can enhance the quality of life. What are the domains in where you think that the people should get better life than what they are getting? Yes. Yes.
From destination, if we get a solved traffic problem,
Yes.
sometimes we stuck in traffic. So some problems of the traffic, if it is solved by using our technology, then we can get the
Yes, madam.
traveling.
Yes. Thank you so much, madam. Madam, may I know your name?
Ma'am, this is Varsha Kshirsagar from R&D Srinagar College of Engineering.
Okay. Yes, madam. Very rightly said. The quality of life, it depends upon so many things. It is not just home. The way we commute, right? The time it takes in commuting, right? The time it takes, or rather the environment in which we commute. So many things, they improve the quality of life. So many, what we can say, there is definitely a scope to improve the quality of. This is one you have said, how we can improve the quality of life. Can I have another answer, please?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
If we get an idea about before accident happen, if we get an idea that accident will happen in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, then we can reduce the number of accidents.
Yes, madam. Very, very good problem statement that you have.
But given. I don't know how to solve this problem, but this is just an idea, a small idea, but we can reduce the number of accidents if we get an information before it has happened.
Correct. So thank you so much, madam. May I know your name, please?
Vijaya Hake from Vishwakarma University, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. So very nice statements that you have told. Now, how to get an idea that there will be an accident, right? We are not astrologers. So in digital domain, how we can implement a system which will give us one alert that there is possibility that accident may happen. Now, when we are moving, then generally we see boards that this is accident prone zone, right? Now, what makes them put up board over there? Because in that particular patch of road, several accidents they have happened recently, or several accidents they happen over there. That is why they have put a road, right? Now here, this is a very good problem statement that you have identified for a project based learning. What the students must do? We must first identify what are the possibilities that the accident happens, how the possibilities are summarized, and based on that we have to come up with a solution. It may happen that we may not take into consideration all the possibilities, but few of them definitely will be able to do. Like overtaking is not allowed, and still some of the vehicles they overtake and then accidents happen because there is a particular curvature which is not seen by the drivers, right? So here the first thing is taking survey of the situation, understanding why it happens over there and how it can be avoided. So how it can be avoided comes next. First why, and then how, right? So this is very good problem statement that one can think of. And in digital domain, we have a solution in a way that road curvature detection, right? So this, you can definitely float this as a problem statement of accident prediction. Now, on which criteria the accident prediction may happen? It may happen based on the vehicles flying on that road, how many lanes of the road are there, whether there is a curvature, whether that road is for heavy vehicles, right? What is the time of the hour in which we are assessing this, right? What is the speed allowed, whether overspeeding vehicles, they are detected and they are charged for overspeeding treatment.
Ma'am, it's Payal Taide here from AISSMS UE.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to give a problem statement. As usually we used to say that how the shelter and food, these are one of the necessity of our life. But I want to say we are already going through we just gone through the COVID pattern and all those things. According to my opinion, the water purification and air purification, if it will be there, it will enhance the quality of life in a very good manner.
Yes, correct.
So can we do for that the air? Yes.
So air purification, what we can definitely have is, generally students, they also do, there are sensors installed, and then they given you key what is the particles in a particular area, what are the particles size, and what is the allowed particles available, what should be the particles allowed, and whether we have exceeded that. So whether you are in a bad environment or good environment, right? So air purification, definitely it is a good project statement to work upon. First we need to ascertain that under what conditions the air is bad, because as we are aware, in Delhi typically during winters, when they especially burn their agricultural produce in order to have better quality of soil for the next crop, there is a lot of particles in the dust particles in the air, and they make visibility almost zero, and many accidents happen even due to that. Right?
Yes,
so this is definitely a good project statement, problem statement to work upon. More you work, so survey, basically you have to start with a survey in this case as well. Thank you. It was a wonderful problem statement. So we have got 3 problem statements to enhance quality of life. One is about traffic situation. Second is about accidents, if we can predict the accident. And third is about environment. Right? So wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, related to this project, one more problem will be there. One more technology we have to develop, or we have to where we can find out which are the tree who are producing more oxygen. So finding that tree or the oxygen level. So maybe that technology we have to find out.
Definitely. So I guess this is also a good problem statement. Generally, what we say is we should plant Indian trees and we should not plant foreign the trees which species which have brought from foreign land, right? So
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
yes. So there should be sensors which sense how much of oxygen is given.
Oxygen,
right?
that particular.
And then
Yes,
by
ma'am.
measuring this, definitely we can have a good sensor network system in order to get a complete idea of what is the difference between a neem plant producing oxygen and another some different plant producing the oxygen. Right? Definitely.
Yes, banyan. Maybe the banyan tree.
Banyan tree. Yes, madam. Excellent. So many socially relevant, environmentally necessary problem statements are coming up. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now the third, and recently lot of work is going on into autonomous vehicles. So each one of you must be you must have guided at least one project in the domain of autonomous vehicles, right? So what we are looking for, what autonomy a vehicle should be given, right? So in terms of finding the path, in terms of detecting the lanes, in terms of detecting the other vehicles, right? So vehicle to vehicle communication. Okay, then in terms of detecting the traffic signs, because we are at a stage, especially at India, where we do not know under what circumstances the autonomous vehicles will be implemented, right? Because as we have seen, those who are in Pune, you are aware how the BRTS model works in Pune. We have special route which is reserved for the buses, right? So it is bus rapid transit system, that is what we call it as, right? So the BRTS is dedicated for buses, for Pune Corporation buses, right, which blocks our road. Okay, so the metro came up. So metro, it has a different route, but of course the costs are involved. So now when we say the Tesla is Google, they have their autonomous vehicles ready, but do we have roads? Do we have the infrastructure to have the autonomous vehicles running on the road? So here, what we need to understand whether we can implement a system where autonomous vehicles, they also run along with our regular vehicles, right? Autonomous vehicles plus our regular vehicles, can they run together, right? Can we have them together? Okay, so this is one very big question which needs a solution. So here also we can have multiple problems defined and multiple solutions sought. Now I would request you to please come up with some problem statements in this domain. Yes. I'll be happy to have some more problem statements here in autonomous vehicles domain. I've rather, if you see some of them already listed.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Madam, can you please tell your name?
Yes, I am College of Engineering.
Yes, madam.
Can we have over here a design of smart dashboard kind of thing being included over here under
Definitely.
this?
Definitely. Now, what do you expect the dashboard to do?
Actually, you know, we should have Bluetooth connectivity. We should have speedometer and good fuel indicator also. It should have. It should you know. In fact, if we can communicate. If the fuel meter can interact with us, telling us that the level is this much and you need to you know refill it or something like that. Something, I mean, even if we can you know think of communicating it with cloud or something like that. Can we have something like that?
Definitely, madam. Madam, nowadays voice-based assistance system for car.
Yes, exactly, yes.
So I'm happy to tell you that we recently filed a patent in this domain, wherein we are working on a voice-based assistance for car. So definitely that is the future, because see, more and more comfort you are giving, and you are seeking for even more comfort, right? So this is definitely yes, madam.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, maybe have another statement, please.
Yeah, madam, one more problem statement. I am Amol Laske from D.V. Patel College of Engineering.
Yes.
So detection of objects, whether it is a human, it is a pedestrian or
Yes.
one other person. So like that we can do this in this.
Yes, sir. Now, object detection is also one very important topic. But then this you have to, when a student comes with this problem statement, we have to take it with a pinch of salt. Why?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
because there are so many GitHub codes which are already available that you need to investigate and you need to find out whether the students are simply using the available codes or they are contributing anything. There is no harm in using those libraries, right? But there should be some contribution from the student side as well.
Yeah,
So
yes, ma'am.
generally,
Yes, ma'am.
the students, they come up with the codes which work only on that data set. So if I ask the student to make the code work on this video that I have given, he says, no, madam, it doesn't work like that. Right? So here, the problem statements which are very general, then we need to investigate and ensure that the students are doing original work. Yes, but definitely there is a lot of scope for object detection. So in fact, few of the papers I have also listed, the titles I have also listed. So we'll come across that. Thank you so much. Anything more?
Ma'am, hello.
Yes, sir. Please.
This is Sunil Khoth from PICT Pune.
Yes, sir.
Pathfinding, where it is important in autonomous vehicle, it has
Yes.
to be properly navigate.
Yes. So pathfinding and navigation, definitely, yes. So see, in autonomous vehicles, there are two kinds of problem statement. One, within the vehicle, right? That when you are designing the vehicle, then what you are putting inside the vehicle. And second, the environment, right? So pathfinding involves both. You need to have some GPS system in place, and you should have that system, some receiver system in the vehicle also. And also it has to be dynamic. So it should be updating the live location every time, and then accordingly you have to plan the path. Also, just the way we have when we are hiring a taxi from Ola, Uber, the way we have the path, we get multiple options, right? And amongst the multiple options, the best option is given to us, whichever has least traffic and better road, right? So definitely, yes, path planning and navigation is a very good topic for autonomous vehicles, but it needs multidisciplinary approach. You need to have more details about communication and how you are implementing it in hardware. Definitely, yes. Yes, and here I would like to just tell you that since we belong to the branch electronics and telecommunication, it will be good if we tell our students about hardware implementation, because that is our distinctive difference as compared to computer engineering people. And if you look at the people who are working in especially autonomous vehicle domain, they are working in hardware, right? Recently we had one session with NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, they delivered one complete course for our students, right? So they are working in hardware. They don't just want people who can work in image processing, right? So they want lightweight codes, less computationally complex codes, which can be implemented in Raspberry Pi, in Jetson Nano. So hardware implementation is something that they are looking for. And hardware comes with a price, right? Image processing is free. Once you get a laptop, then it's free, right? So for hardware implementation, you need to inform students about the advantages they will get if they implement hardware. Okay. So thank you so much. We have come up with 3 wonderful statements even for autonomous vehicles. Now, this is also one emerging domain, especially in Indian context, where we are proposing digital solutions to agriculture. Now, I would like to again receive some problem statements from you. May we have some, yes.
Yeah, we can have something like I'm Amal Laski again, ma'am. So here we can have whether the detection of the quality of this crop.
Perfect. So you mean to say quality of grain or quality of crop?
Yeah, quality of grain, because now since this is a fully automated
Yes.
system, so if unnecessary raw crop has been plucked or some raw qualities, so that
Yes.
will damage the field. So we need to detect this properly.
Correct. Yes. So quality of grain and grading of grain, because based on the grain, based on the grain, because you get basmati in all ranges, right? From 100 rupees per kg to 500 rupees per kg, you get basmati, right? So the grain needs to be graded, right? The way we are grading grain, there are many techniques, because see, even if you take agriculture, poultry, dairy, these are supplementary businesses which supplement agriculture, right? So for dairy also, grading of milk by using some spectrometer techniques, that is also one good problem statement. Of course, it involves some expenses. So if you are writing some research proposal, then definitely this is a very good option to go for. So project-based learning brings us many things, right? So it enables the faculty to write good proposals, more socially relevant proposals. So the funding, it covers these costs. So thank you. It is also a good problem statement that you have told. Any other problem statement that we may get?
Good afternoon, madam. In the agriculture, that waste management, our vision, computer vision technique.
Yes, waste management.
Or making waste management or making something fuel from the waste. That is also a good project, because it is necessary today to use all this fuel as a fuel for many machinery.
Yes,
like pellet making machine is there. Thank you.
Right. Yes, thank you so much. So yes, that is also a good topic. Of course, it involves maybe the knowledge of mechanical and chemical as well, because recently I had seen one article on, they have converted banana stem into cloth, right? Also from the supari plantation, the leaves of supari plant, they are now making plates for that. So that involves some mechanical assemblies to convert them into a plate. So yes, definitely yes. Recently, our chemical engineering students, they have come up with edible cutlery. So the way we have ice cream cones, they have spoons they have prepared, which you can eat once you finish the food. So definitely yes. Then one sir was telling something. Sir, can you just tell?
Yes, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Myself, Tushar Mote, assistant professor in JSPM, Jaywantrao Sound Engineering. Yes, regarding, I think, in digital solution for agriculture, can we have some problem statements in hydroponics farming? Because this is another area where we can look at, so students can have good projects in that hydroponic farming also, or vertical farming also.
So mechanized farming, you expect?
Hello.
What? So it is soil-less farming that we are talking about, sir? I guess we lost connection with him. Okay, so these are few of the agriculture-based problem statements that we have. Okay, now we'll go to the first one. That first one we were a bit hesitant to talk about. So this one problem statement I'll explain. This is business automation. Now, as I have told, first we need to go and we need to collaborate with the agencies. So at VIT, at Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, we are connected with various industries where when we go, we present our strengths and then we tell them what we can do for them, right? So similarly, we had been to a business. The business, they had a user requirement that they had very small parts, right? And these small parts, they used to be packed in small pouches, right? And these were very expensive parts that they had, right? So each pouch, they used to have a barcode sticker attached to the pouch, right? And at the end of the day, they used to count all those pouches by using a barcode scanner. And this used to consume a lot of time, right? So it was labor intensive, time intensive. So a lot of human force they used to do the barcode scanning at the end of the day, right? So they used to waste a lot of time. So they wanted a solution for this. Also, if some of the items goes missing, then there was no accountability for the loss or for the theft. So they want a solution for accountability. And for stock verification, they wanted something which is efficient and more accurate, which involves less people and maximize the business gains. This was their requirement. Now, this requirement needs to be converted into technology. Now, this is where the teacher plays an important role, because the students can't do this. You have to tell them, okay, if I have to improve from barcode scanning, what I can do, then you have to tell students what can be implemented. So what solution was given to this business was, first thing, we analyzed what are the challenges. The challenges were the expensive and tiny products. The products were very small. Each product used to go in one pouch and they were very expensive. Then as we are maintaining the data set, since all the products, they were insured, since they were very high cost, they were insured. So reporting and justification requirement was a mandatory thing with security agencies and insurance agencies. So we have to abide by their rules, in which format they wanted us to keep the record. And since it was a totally new business for us, it was necessary to understand how the product moves. So how the inventory is placed, how it is sold, right? So all this understanding was necessary. Now, for this, a project-based learning solution was given. Now, what was this project-based learning solution? Since the items were very small, we recommended RFID ultra high frequency tags. These are very small tags and readers. So in that room, if there are say 20,000 such small pouches, there are readers installed at strategic locations, right? So even if one pouch moves from that room outside, that is immediately detected by the reader and it is recorded in the database. Okay, so there is, till now I haven't told you what was the business about, that I will tell you now. So what were the technology outcomes? The technology outcomes were, since each item was tagged, it allows you to try various frames on you before you decide one. Okay, now, but lens card of course is not that costly. Now these products were very costly and were try on inspired the purchases. Can you guess what the product would be? Can you guess something very costly?
Ornaments, diamonds.
Perfect. Perfect. So it was for jewelry, basically for diamonds. Yes. Right. So here we gave augmented reality solution, wherein if you just have to keep your hand, select one item, say ring. In this case, we have shown a ring. You have to bring the mobile phone and then it shows your hand wearing that ring. And this works even for earrings, even for necklace, right? So this inspired the purchases. Once you know how good you look without actually going to the store and trying it on, then online purchases, they increase, right? So this was one of the problem statement which was based on PBL. Now what business gains they achieved? Within just 3 to 4 months, they could have 60% increase in the efficiency of stock verification. See, one by one you are checking the barcode, and now suddenly once the system comes in place, you don't have to do anything. In one go, all the RF tags are read and they are updated in the data set, right? So increased efficiency in the stock verification. This was the biggest business gain, I would say. Another one is cost of inventory was much reduced. Now you exactly know where the item is and how many items are moving. Okay, so cost of inventory is much reduced. Then improved staff utilization. Earlier, many staff members, what they used to do is just barcode scanning. Even if you go to PNG, right? Maybe at night you are buying jewelry till maybe 8:30, and then the shop they close, right? They shutter down, and then you must have seen that the people, they are just collecting all the items and they are scanning the barcode. So even after the shutter is down for 1 hour or more, the counting, it is going on, right? So if it is automated by RFID tag, then it is improved staff utilization. And then since all this came together, augmented reality was in place, and hence they could improve on sales and they could increase the profit, right? So when you are going to the industry, you cannot tell them that we can do image processing, right? What we have to tell them? We have to tell them that we can give you a solution which will give these outcomes, right? Now let us go to the next. Now, next, as some of you have already suggested, some system which improve the quality of life. Now, such one system we have taken into consideration. Please give me a minute. This is urgent call, so I have to take. हाँ मॅडम, मी त्यांना सांगितलंय की तुम्ही रिसीव्ह करणार आहे म्हणून. त्यांना तुमच्याकडे नंबर आहे का सरांचा? मग एकदा बोलून घ्या त्यांच्याशी. ते 4 वाजताच येतील म्हणाले. येस मॅडम. हो हो येस मॅडम. थँक्यू. Yes. So this was design and development of cognitive assistive system for visually impaired. This is another case study that we can take into consideration. Now here, see, as far as the first problem statement goes, it was an industry need. So we need to go to the industry and understand what exactly they want. Now this particular problem statement here, the requirement is individual. There can be 10 such individuals who need this, but they are not together. They are not just giving you information at one go, right? So the first important thing is we need to understand what are the user requirements by connecting with each and every user who needs this particular assistive systems. Then it is very necessary to prepare a good questionnaire in order to understand their needs. So the questionnaire, we were taking what are the useful functions that they expect from this assistive system. The assistive system can be a walking cane, right? Or it can be anything, or it can be some headgear which can be mounted, right? For visually impaired, right? So what are the useful functions that they expect? What kind of size, dimensions, fitting should be there so that it is cosmetically acceptable? Within how many usage I will be able to learn how to use that. That is one thing. Then medical intervention, whether this is allowed medically. So medical intervention and affordability. These were the main parameters in deciding whether what are the requirements of the systems, how the system can be designed. Okay, what challenges? The challenges were personalized requirements of the user, because for particular blind people, they are working from home, so they have something at home for which they need assistance. There are few who are moving out, right? So for them, they needed a particular type of assistance. Some of the people, they were having multiple disabilities, right? So the person is blind and also he cannot walk properly. Okay, so in that case, we need to have some system which will not add troubles to his walking, right? So multiple disabilities we need to take into consideration, and many people, especially the senior ones, they were okay with their disability and they wanted no technology burden on them, so they were reluctant to use, right? So this is also a major challenge, that you are developing something but the user says no, I don't need this. Okay, so these were 3 challenges that we faced. And lot of counseling, lot of talks with their caregivers, right? It involved in order to come up with a good system. Now, what was the PBL solution suggested? Comprehensive survey of aid and compatibility issues. The compatibility based on the person, his needs, the system has to be compatible, right? Now, the PBL solution, for that what we did, structured statistical outcomes based on scientific survey. So we conducted scientific survey in order to understand what are the issues, and we came up with statistical outcomes. See, anything with the statistics, it is proven, it is accepted by the scientific community very easily, right? So there was a comprehensive survey and there was a statistical report which was outcome of this survey. Second, we analyzed the needs and we understood what budget fits in, right? And then disability measure based categorized recommendations were given in order to develop the system, right? Because even a person is blind, there are degrees of blindness, right? So based on what are his needs, the solution was suggested. And then development of computer vision based portable systems. Now here we have developed 37 systems which are for design and development of cognitive assistive systems for visually impaired, right? Now this is one of the success story of our department, and I would like to mention here our head of the department, Dr. Shripad Bhatlavande, myself and one more associate, Professor Jyoti Madke, she was involved in this activity, and we came up with 37 systems developed, 53 publications and 10 patents which are now rolling out. So when we are coming together, we are understanding a particular real life problem, and we want to give a solution. And we have students. See, youth is the biggest strength. Now, these are the students who are going to join a company after 1 year, and they are going to get a package, anything like 8 lakhs, 12 lakhs, right? That means they definitely have potential, right? And if I'm saying that, no, students, they don't do anything, that there is something wrong that I have in my mind, right? Because these are the same students which are going to get hired by Barclays. These are the same students who are going to go to Cadence, right? These are the same students who will be working with NVIDIA. Okay, and after 2 years, when they come back, we arrange their sessions. Now you talk to the students, right? Now from where they have got so much of knowledge in those 2 years? In those 2 years, they haven't got anything. It is something that we have put in. They are giving out there, right? So why not make them work? Give them good problem statements, right? And they will work wonders for you. So this was the success story of PBL solutions that I would like to share with you. Now, what were the outcomes? Improved quality of life. The elderly and disabled, they were given a confidence that they are being heard and they are taken care of. See, they were involved right from the initial stages of the system. It wasn't like, this is the box, now you have to use this. No, they were involved right from understanding their needs, right? So they were very confident about, and they were happy that they are taken care of. This was an indigenous and totally local solution, looking at what they wanted. Okay, and customized and affordable development of the gadget. So it was based on the needs, it was customized. Based on the local path that they have to travel, we gave them a solution. Which path you travel? Okay, you travel from maybe Deccan to Kumbarwada. Okay, so what is the path that you are traveling? Accordingly, this is the solution. Right now, if in this path there are no trees in between, I don't need a system which detects trees. Correct? But if someone is staying in a village and he is going on a road, so he's moving around, then maybe I need a system which detects trees. Right? So based on the individual requirement, solutions were given. And hence the system became less bulky. I don't want a system which recognizes all objects. I want a system which recognizes only 3, 4 or 5 objects. Right? So that made our system less complex, computationally simple, and hence it can be implemented. It is portable. It can be implemented in a hardware very easily. Right? Now, these are few of the problem statements that I would like to share with you, like stray animal detection, vacant state detection. If some blind person is traversing by PMT every day, then vacant state detection is a big challenge for him, right? So this was the problem statement developed just for him. Then for mute, deaf and mute, sign language deciphering, right? They understand sign language, right? But we don't understand sign language, right? So understanding of sign language in order to make them compatible with the environment, right? So that they can communicate with someone. Then non-responsive state identification. This was there when the elderly persons are staying at home, right? And nowadays many elderly people, they stay alone or maybe just 2 of them, and they need some support, right? It is not possible to go to the neighbor every time, knock and tell, okay? Because sometimes the neighbors are also out and they are also working. So for elderly support system, this was a smart system which was developed, and this is one of the problem that we have taken up. And also I would like to share that this recently in day before yesterday, this won first prize in one of the conference presentations. Then school and bus stop detection, as I have just told, based on the individual needs, we have identified these different domains. And then it was path navigation, as PIT Cities Coach sir, he just have told about key path navigation for autonomous vehicles. He told about. Now this is for blind people that we have worked upon. Right? Then autonomous vehicles, which is a future technology, I would say. So here taking the inputs was difficult. Now, as we know, see, if it is industry based problem statement, then we just have to go to the industry, talk to those people and understand. If it is socially relevant idea, then we have to make a survey. We need to talk to about 500, 600 people in order to understand their needs and give a solution, right? Autonomous vehicle, no industry will share their secrets with you. Okay, so we had to access some articles, some publications, newsletters in order to understand, right? I guess we have 5 more minutes, so I'll complete in 5 minutes now. Then inputs from the industry. So we talked to a few industry who are involved in autonomous vehicles, and then understanding the local needs, because whatever is the industry, ultimately the vehicles are going to run on Indian roads, right? So even if it is Tesla, we must understand what are the Indian road conditions. So understanding the total needs. This was for autonomous vehicles, and these PBL statements that we defined. Okay. So LiDAR based identification of vehicles, merging protocols. If 2 vehicles are coming, then what is the merging protocol? Which vehicle should go first? Right? That merging protocol we discussed. Traffic rule violation, car crash alert. Right? And then for digital agriculture, autonomous weeds, we call it as turn. So removal of those weeds, leaf disease detection, crop recommender system, drone-based farm survey, drone-based insecticide sprayers, they are also there. Then e-pharma app was developed, which gave a solution to the farmers. They can just take a photo and the disease was detected. They were able to connect to the experts and all that. So it was an e-pharma. And grain grading system. So as you just told about, okay, this is grain grading system that we have implemented. Right? So this is all about it. So if you have any questions, please ask. The forum is open. It's all from my side.
I request all the participants, if you are having questions, please proceed further.
depend on the first
Yes, Varsha Kshirsagar ma'am, do you have any questions?
So,
Okay.
yes, madam.
Yes, I think just a second, ma'am. I'll just unmute Varsha ma'am. I think no more questions, ma'am. During the discussion of the case studies, I think all the queries have get resolved.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
madam. So thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
being a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. I have really noted down your problem statements that you just discussed. So thank you so much. It was wonderful having a session here. Thank you.
Maury sir is there? Just a second, ma'am.
Yes.
Madam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So you want me to conclude the session, sir? Maury sir?
Yes, madam.
Okay, okay. So thank you so much, ma'am, for such a wonderful session. The way you discussed various PBL case studies are really appreciable, and your input and guidelines are also very helpful to us. Once again, thank you so much for your valuable input and the precious time. I request all the participants to fill feedback form, and link for quiz is also sent to you. It is available in the chat box and also in the WhatsApp group. So with the permission of the main coordinator, NP Maury sir, I conclude today's session. Thank you so much everyone, and have a nice day ahead. Maury sir, would you like to give some suggestion? Would you like to tell something?
Thank you very much, madam, Swati madam, for your nice presentation and the detail about the case studies. And participants, the quiz link is available in chat box, and I will be just posting that on your groups also. So kindly just go through that quiz, and later on tomorrow the same link will be continued. So kindly join, and don't just wait for my reminder. And thank you very much. And all of you can just if you got the link, you can leave the meeting. Thank you all. So I have posted the quiz link on your WhatsApp groups also. And हेलो
इसके स्पेलिंग देखो आप